Let's take you to Cape Town now, where people around the country are donating relief aid for flood victims in KwaZulu-Natal. Thousands there have been displaced and, of course, left destitute. One of the collection points, we've got Tanya Neft, who is there in Cape Town and joins us now to talk more about the kind of collections that have been happening throughout the morning. Tanya, have you found that people have opened up their hearts and have been giving as much as they can in these trying times?
Yes, absolutely, Rafiwa. It is definitely all hands on deck, and the city is certainly stepping up and stepping in to do all they can to help those affected by the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. And one of those appeals have been to residents in the Western Cape to do whatever they can to help. And so they've appealed to people to hand in any form of donations in the form of non-perishable items, water, blankets, whatever they can to help out. And of course, joining me now is Acting Mayor of the city, Zahid Badruddin, who can maybe shed light on what exactly you've asked residents to come forward and donate, and what is going to happen at the end of all these collections here.
Yeah, so it goes without saying that the city was terribly devastated by what we're seeing in KZN. The lives that are affected, over 400 people estimated to have lost their lives, and over 4,000 people affected in this overall. And so the city couldn't stand by and see our friends in the eThekwini municipality suffer the way they do. And so we put the call out to our residents, and we know that Cape Townians are very kind, very giving individuals, and we've seen that in our own disasters that we've had to work through, the fires and the droughts and so on. And so we've asked for donations, non-perishables, 5 litres of water plus, and blankets as well, that we're collecting at 5 different fire stations across the city. Today and tomorrow we'll start to collect these goods and start to transport them over to KZN, where our partners there will help to distribute them amongst those who need them the most.
Absolutely. So you have appealed to residents to drop them off at 5 different fire station points. That includes Goodwood, where we are currently standing. There's the Ruland Street depot, Lakeside, Strand, and have I left one out? Bellville.
Yes.
And how has it gone so far? I see behind us we have received plenty of donations here.
Yeah, for very good response. I've had numerous messages asking me where can they go, what can they take, and so I'm very positive that the response at this fire station is the same, if not better, at the other fire stations across the city. And we know that just alone from the fires that we have had recently, the response always overwhelming, and so I'm very positive that everything put together is going to fill a truck, and we'll get it out to KZN as quickly as we can to help those individuals. But it's also important to mention that it's the donations that we've made the appeal for, but at the same time the city has also sent a highly skilled and professional team to support the rescue mission in KZN as well as part of the Western Cape efforts. And so we've sent in technical specialists, rescuers, divers, and so on to help augment the services that are currently on site. And the information that was shared with me a day or so ago was that they were very hard at work already, assisting in assessing areas where there were mudslides, where up to 20 bodies have been trapped in some of those areas, and also doing very important service in the water rescue space as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on that, because I was going to come to you and ask you about those rescue teams that have been deployed. I just want to step back and let Mario give us an overview of what exactly has been handed in. Maybe you want to talk us through it as well. Yeah. Zahid, you want to come and join me on the side? Sorry.
So as you can see, our appeal included water.
Yes.
We've asked that 5 litres plus water bottles be donated to our fire stations. As you can see here in the community of Goodwood, a very good response. We've got Maggie 2-minute noodles as well, and number of non-perishables in the form of tin foods. In the corner of the screen, perhaps if the camera sees it, you'll see some blankets in the packets as well. Very important. The weather, as is being expected, is going to continue to remain as is in KZN from what I've heard. And so all of this together with everything at the other fire stations, I think going to make a real impact on those communities that need it. And so donations we took in until last night, but I'm also aware that a number of fire stations are still taking in some. And so I really do want to encourage residents who weren't able to take their donations over the past 2 days to the fire stations, so that we can get that over to KZN. It's not too late to be kind and giving to those who are suffering in KwaZulu-Natal.
Absolutely. I think what's wonderful to see is that whenever there's a bad situation in our country, that South Africans really pull together
Always.
and come through for one another.
Always, and that's the nature of our residents. It's the nature of Cape Townians. And let's just think about all the very many informal settlement fires that we experience, Masipumelele, Langa, Guguletu, Kailicha, the list can go on. But what we always know is that when a call is put out by the city, when the mayor stands and asks for residents to support each other, we run to make it happen. And again, in this instance, we see a clear indication that the kindness and the giving nature of our city is one that we must truly be proud of. And just a simple thank you to all those who have already made those donations, and an ongoing appeal that if you've not yet, please do come through. Fire stations are open, we're still collecting, and we want to send as much as what is possible to KZN.
Just to wrap it up then, Zahid, so these will all be collated at one depot and will be sent on a truck to KZN?
Yes.
When?
So our team, together with the Western Cape government, who's coordinating this entire process, will collect. A truck will be sent with all of these donations to KZN, hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you for doing your part as well. I really appreciate you chatting to us. There you have it. Donations are pouring in, and everyone's just pulling together to help those who are suffering due to these floods in KwaZulu-Natal.
Absolutely. Very, very encouraging to see the goodwill of South Africans during these trying times. And hopefully there will be more initiatives like this popping up in different parts of the country as we look to help those who've been suffering in KZN. Tanya Neft at one of the collection points, some non-perishables, some water that's set for Durban, hopefully tomorrow, just to assist those who've been deeply affected by those floods in KZN.